One night, I was on my way to Clue Street and I saw someone I knew at a restaurant called Dim Sum Bar. I strolled in to say hello to her and her friends, and what I saw in the group was quite fascinating. The group comprised of painters and musicians. It was really cool to see. There was one man that stood out though, not just because of his Bowie reminiscent hairstyle, but because he was carrying a mixer. "What do you do?" I asked him. He replied with a straight ass answer: "I make music." The next week, I was on SoundCloud and funnily enough, his name popped up. And months later during festival season, his name appeared everywhere on event flyers. This was around the time he had released his project called Sounds From Above, and I was like, maybe it's time I go listen to this guy's music. Fast forward to today, he's among my favorite South African musicians, and the release of his latest album titled Michelle in 2018 literally cements that statement. The man I'm talking about is none other than the god of Sonic Thunder, Thor Rixon. The name Thor Rixon is a name that doesn't require an introduction. From the extravagant synth-pop sounds of Yum Yak to the quieter elegance of course, Dark Affection, Thor Rixon is a traveling man, crossing the borders of genres and collaborating with many of our favorite artists. It all started in grade 5. His mother saw his interest for music and bought him a guitar. After learning the guitar, he jumped right into the drums, and System of a Down would shake up his room, and he practiced the music religiously every day after school. High school was a bit of an interesting situation. He went to a place called Sax, and in his time there, he joined the music department. That's where he met frequent collaborator Matthew Bradford, aka Albany Lure. I mention interesting situation because he lived in a farm just outside of Cape Town, somewhere near Philippi, and in his time in Sax, he learned how to be more self-sufficient because it was like a boarding school kind of environment. After high school, he wasn't too sure what to pursue, and well, his mom persuaded him to take a course in music production, formally learning the ins and outs of recording, mixing, and all things sound. On the subject of sound, Thor's sound has taken numerous trips over the years. First, he was going through a ska and punk sort of movements where he was playing the trumpet quite a bit. Then he formed a band with his friends called Chicken Zebra. After that, he went on his Jack Johnson kind of vibes and he was making singer-songwriter kind of things. Most recently, this man was Super Saiyan 2 with his acquired influences and knowledge from Berlin. Taking more of a shift towards forward-thinking electronic music. In his catalogue, you'll find songs from The Baths, Tea Time Favorites, and his latest offering, Michelle, a project geared towards dance music in honor of his mother, Michelle. This man keeps pushing the boundaries of music, and it's no wonder why he's represented by one of the biggest labels in Europe. Get physical. You know what? Let's get into it.
I'd probably say System of a Down, Steal This Album. It was a record that I would put on every afternoon when I got back from school. I'd put it on and sit in front of my drum kit and teach myself drums, basically just drumming along to that album. I just love that album so much, and the drumming and the rhythms and everything about it. I'd say it were Burning Spear's Garvey's Ghost. And my parents had a vinyl of that record in the house, and they played it to me when I was quite young. And I remember listening to the song The Invasion, and when I heard that bass line, I knew immediately that I was like, one day I want to be able to make that sound. And yeah, I suppose the rest is history. I'd say The Police, their album Regatta de Blanc. It was a record that my mom would play all the time in the car on the way to and from school. And yeah, there's just something that's got a very special place in my heart. And there's so many good tracks in there. It's got Walking on the Moon and it's got The Bed's Too Big Without You, which are two of my favourite tracks. I love those. And I always find that I come back to that album and listen to it and then get inspired and end up incorporating ideas that I heard in there into my music. Nicholas Jar's Space is Only Noise. such an incredible album. It inspired me so much in the music that I make.
These things that I wanted to rebel against when I was coming here ended up being extremely, sparked a lot of kind of creative juices inside of me.
It's just his use of texture as well as the songwriting and the sound design that he's managed to achieve in that album is like something I haven't heard in other works. And yeah, it's a classic. It's a classic album. My number one album, I'd have to say, is Enya's Watermark. That came out in 1988 and is an absolute classic. It featured a song called Orinoco Flow, which everyone knows. My mom would, again, also blast that album all the time at home, and it's just ingrained into my brain. So yeah, Enya's Watermark, number one.
Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe below, and follow us on social media because we have amazing content coming up soon. We've done some really interesting interviews and you'll see some really cool bloopers in our social media. You'll find all that below.